Hello, my friend. I'm Cookie Rosenblum, your master weight loss coach and author, and I'm here to help you stop overeating. This is episode 279. Is it body hunger or is it head hunger? Today we're going to answer an age-old question. How do you really know when to start eating? And how do you know when to stop eating? We're going to dive right into our coaching session today, but before we do, make sure that you have signed up to get my free training, How to Stop Overeating in 3 Steps, at weightlossmadreal.com/3steps, the number 3, because you need to stop overeating if weight loss is your goal. All right, let's get started today. Today's lesson is a quick reminder about how to answer one of the most important questions that you can ask yourself. And we're going to get right to the point here and keep it short. What is that most important question? I hope you're asking it. I hope you're asking it multiple times a day. That question is, am I hungry? If you're not asking it and you're eating by the clock, or because you're in a mood that doesn't feel good, or because it looks good, or because it smells good, or you just saw a Taco Bell commercial, like my husband David, then you're eating for the wrong reasons. And that extra food, it's going to be stored on your body, and you don't want it there. So why do we need to know the difference between body hunger and head hunger? Well, if you mostly eat from body hunger, it is a physical signal from your body telling you exactly when to start eating, and it also tells you when to stop eating. And when you master when to start and when to stop, you're also mastering how much you're eating. When you do that, you're filling your body's needs to get to your natural weight range and become a natural eater. And then the struggle is gone. So you need to know whether it's body hunger or head hunger so you know if it's a yes or a no. Now, if you mainly eat from physical hunger, you're good if you're really listening to the signals. If you mainly eat from head hunger, you're getting signals not from your stomach, not from your body, but signals from your brain. Your brain is just telling you a message that's not comfortable, and you're seeking to feel better with food. It's a habit, but it leads you to giving your body extra food and not really fulfilling what it is you need. You're just reacting quickly to a habit of feeling something and eating. So you need to know the difference. That's our first thing here. Now, what's the real difference so you could begin defining it and recognizing it in yourself? Body hunger starts physically in your body, in your stomach. When your stomach is empty, it's going to send a signal to your brain. And the signal to your brain is time to get food. And the other signal it will send you is when you're eating and your stomach is expanding, it's going to send a signal to your brain again that your body's reaching the point of enough. Now, not everybody feels physical hunger in their stomach. Some people just feel a vague emptiness. Some people feel it in their chest. They feel a fluttery feeling in their chest. Some people notice that they feel lightheaded or they suddenly can't focus on what they were doing. And when they pause and check in with themselves, yes, it's coming from their stomach, which is beginning to be empty. Head hunger starts in the opposite place. Instead of starting in the stomach, it starts in your brain with a thought. And the thought leads you to want to eat. It's usually a thought that you have created a habit around, that whenever you experience that thought, meaning the feeling from the thought, you get used to thinking, oh, I must get something to eat. I must be hungry. I just need something. But it's not physical because it doesn't start in your digestive tract. It starts in your brain. So body hunger starts in your body. Head hunger starts with a thought in your brain. Now, you may have heard the expression heart hunger. And heart hunger is just another way of describing head hunger. It's when you're feeling an emotion. It's when you're thinking about something that creates an emotion that's uncomfortable. And then you want to take action. And the action is to eat something that distracts you from what you're feeling. Basically, we're talking about emotional eating. Heart hunger is filling an emotional need that usually is looking for comfort or relief from something that's easy and available. And for many of you, you have formed this habit. And the habit is, I feel this and I want to eat that. It's just another way of talking about head hunger. So there's body hunger and head hunger. Well, how do you deal with each one? Body hunger is not an emergency. I want you to ask yourself where in your body you feel it, and literally take a moment to describe it to yourself. It comes upon you gradually. It's usually not a sudden hunger attack. And if you don't respond to it right away, it may fade away if you're busy, but it will always come back because we have that survival need to eat. I want you to see where it comes from, describe it to yourself, and put a number on it using the hunger scale that we've talked about. Remember, you're quantifying it, which helps you make sure that it's really body hunger, that you really do want to satisfy it with food. One other important thing to remember about body hunger, if it's real, there's a lot of different foods that you can eat that will satisfy it. On the other hand, head hunger usually is a craving or a thought about getting a very particular type of food, and you don't feel like any food can satisfy it. You want something specific. It usually comes upon you very suddenly, and it feels compelling. You're not really able to put a number on it. It may go away, and you might forget about it temporarily, or it may come back if you don't resolve why it's going on, why you're feeling it. You need to say no to head hunger and just look at what was I just thinking and what was I feeling that made me want to eat. If my body doesn't need it, what's going on inside of me? So if you resolve that, that craving will go away. If you don't look inside to look at why you're feeling a drive to eat when your body's not asking for it, it's going to keep coming back. There's an important question that I want you to ask yourself when you're trying to decide whether to eat or not. The first one, of course, is, am I hungry? But the second one, I hear many people making this mistake and asking themselves, do I really want this? Do I really want this is the wrong question because the answer will almost always be yes. Food tastes good, and food equals pleasure to your brain. So very rarely will you be looking at something that looks delicious to you because of a feeling that you don't like. It's not physical hunger, it's mental, it's head hunger, but your answer's still going to be, yes, I really want that. Instead, I want you to ask, after you say, am I hungry, does my body need this right now? That clarifies things and brings you back to the reminder that this question should come from your body, not from your brain. Now, here's what I want you to think about and focus on this week. I want you to try to pick one meal a day. just one meal a day. You could start with the easiest or start with the hardest. For most of us, breakfast is the easiest meal to deal with, and that would give you a quick win that would make you feel good to go on and tackle lunch and then dinner. On the other hand, if you start with the hardest meal for you, you might start with dinner because you'll get the biggest reward from conquering knowing whether to eat or not, knowing whether it's physical and your body's hungry or whether it's your head and it just comes from a thought. So I want you to pick one meal a day, easiest or hardest, and ask, am I hungry? And when it comes to the food, the next question is, does my body really need this right now? This is where we start. All right, my friend, you know what you're going to think about and what you're going to do this week. I want to keep today's lesson short and sweet. I'm recording it in June in summertime. And if you're anything like me, you probably want to get outside and at least enjoy the warm climate. So, you know what you're going to focus on. Be sure that you've downloaded your starting point to stop overeating. And that is my free training, my gift to you on how to stop overeating in 3 steps. weightlossmadereal.com/3 steps. And you could find the link right in the show notes. This is the method that I have used with thousands of women in my groups and my one-on-one clients that uses that combination of coaching and psychology and brain science so you can change how you eat and get the results that you're looking for, which of course, you know, is freedom from the struggle. So for now, this is your Coach Cookie, reminding you that as you search for answers, keep it real, just like you. And I'll see you right back here next week.